I'm not taking no phone calls. I'm not playing no videos. I just got some shit I need to get off my chest real quick. I don't expect this to be too long of a show. I don't expect this to be too long of a show, but I expect it to be very engaging. Make sure you follow me on all social medias at Marv Crittenden, MarvCrittenden, MarvCrittenden. Make sure you go look at this on YouTube if you need to see the spelling, or actually check the write up of the show, and you can see what exactly my social platform is. I am at Marv Crittenden on all social media. If you're on any social media platform and you search Marv Crittenden, you're more than likely to find me. I'm actually trying to cut down. I'm trying to only be on the big three: Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Sorry, big four in YouTube. So those are the big four I want to be on. So if you're on the big four, make sure you check me out. Now, let's get into it. There was quite a few things I wanted to discuss here. A few conversations going on around the country, around the world that I wanted to discuss, and I think it's important that we get right to it. I'm starting to notice a lot of people who call themselves allies that are non-black, non-foundational black Americans, is what I'll say. These people that call themselves allies always like to say this, I don't see color shit. Now, recently in Detroit, there was a situation where they had a festival and they were charging people of color. Yeah, I know I hate that term, but whatever. This is what they did. They charged people of color $10, non-people of color $20. So basically, white people got charged $20, everybody else got charged $10. It was a whole uproar, and then there was a Detroit artist who decided to pull out because she don't see color. She's biracial. She's the artist out of Detroit, and she doesn't see color. Another situation was there was a guy walking around with a T-shirt around, I think like a cemetery, something like that. He doesn't see color. You know, I'm just starting to see this come up a lot again, this I don't see color fuck shit. And to be completely honest with y'all, I don't believe you. And if you truly believe that, you're a complete idiot. And you are actually not beneficial to the cause. You're not an ally to us if you don't see color. We need you to see color. Everyone needs to see color because in reality, that's what we have to deal with. We have to deal with reality. We can't sit here and play these little fantasy games and live in fantasy land where we can pretend that color doesn't exist or color doesn't matter or something like that. Because it truly matters and it truly exists. So if you out here saying, I don't see color, I'm an equal opportunity type of person, and color doesn't mean anything to me. Well, get the fuck out the way, shut the fuck up, and stop talking because you need to see color in order to see the truth. You need to see color in order to see the truth. Telling me you don't see color is telling me that you want to walk around blind and telling me you want to get in the way. Have you ever tried walking behind a blind person? No disrespect to anybody with a true disability, but let's be real. Have you ever been in a vicinity of a blind person? Have they ever been conveniently placed, or do they have to have somebody conveniently put them in a position to where they can move and function throughout society? So you telling me you want to be like that? That's what you telling me? So I don't buy that I don't see color stuff, because if you don't see color, that's a problem. You need to see color so you can see the truth. I need you to see every single color because you need to see the truth. I don't care if you're biracial. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. None of that matters. Yeah, I hear my kids up there arguing. None of that matters. You need to see color so you can understand what we're dealing with out there. It's that simple. I'm not about to sit here and sugarcoat it. Damn, mosquito. I ain't about to sit here and sugarcoat it. I'm not about to sit here and play these political games and play these word games and try and play friends with words and Scrabble all in the same breath. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just simply say, if you don't see color, that's the problem. You need to see color. Because I know what a lot of y'all like to do. So y'all like to be like, I'm too scared to call out systematic white supremacy. I'm too scared to call out racism. I'm too scared to call out oppression. So what I'll say in my defense is I just want everybody to be treated equally, and I don't see color. So this is what you do. You say I don't see color, so that way when it's time for black people to be lifted up to an even playing field, you don't see color. So therefore you don't see the need to lift black people up to an even playing field. But then when black people get their head kicked in, you don't see color. So you don't see the need for people to get their head kicked in just because of what color their skin is. You see how that works? So you complicit in the beating and you complicit in not lifting people up because you don't see color. How much sense does that make? Huh? Tell me. I'm trying to figure that out. How much sense does that make? Oh, real quick. I had to tell my kids to be quiet. So people on YouTube, they saw me, but they didn't hear me. And people on the podcast, you just heard a quick silence. So my apologies. I get something to drink. It's so hot. It's hot in Western New York. It's the best time of the year, though. I can't front. I love it. I love this heat. It's greatness to me. So, so yeah. Those of you that don't see color. So I need to point out the problem in your actions. So you don't gain anything by not seeing color. Like there's nothing to gain out of that. There's no real progress in not seeing color. There's no real action that is involved. It's a coward move, to be completely honest with you. It's a person who doesn't want to be active. It's a person who doesn't want to actively take down a system that's unfair to black people, foundational black Americans, the ones who built this country. It's a system that is built to keep them down, keep the foot on their neck. And you saying you don't see color is that's your only active way of of doing anything. Your only active way of doing anything is you're helping the system by not seeing color. Because if you saw color, you'd be able to recognize who's getting treated fair and who's getting cheated on. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to keep harboring on it, but I just want to really batter that into your head and help you understand why this I don't see color thing is a mistake. This I don't see color thing is not the way to go. This I don't see color thing is not the way to behave. It's just absolutely ludicrous. It's absolutely foolish, and it's dangerous to what we're trying to do. It's that simple. Now, like I said, I don't want to harbor on too much. Let me go ahead and move on to the next topic. These next two topics tie into each other. But let me go into I'm gonna go into the second one. I'm gonna go into the second one, then to the third one. No, let me go into the third one, then the second one, because the third one is more tied into the I don't see color conversation as well. Reverse racism. Now, there's this myth out there that somehow when black people overtly do what white people are covertly doing, use your dictionary if you need to, it's reverse racism. See, what the subject we need to talk about is in a dominant society, they don't need to say anything. So let's tie it in with that Detroit thing. In a dominant society, they don't need to say, hey, if you're this, you get a cheaper discount. Or if you're that, you got to pay this price. They'll just put in certain dress code laws or dress code rules or age or time. They'll make sure they racially put some things in to not age, but time and stuff like that. They'll do dress codes their favorite. They'll racially profile dress code and say, well, you got to pay this or you got to pay that and you got to pay this and you got to pay that. So they can just do it without saying it. You know what I mean? It's embedded in their culture. They don't need to say, hey, if you're white, we're going to charge you cheaper, and if you're black, we're going to charge you more. They can be like, well, if you white, you can just come as you are, and if you're black, we're going to have to put a dress code on you. We got to imply the dress code. What do black people wear these days? Oh, they wear this, and okay, that's going to be on the dress code. None of that is allowed in the club, so, We'll keep them out that way. Oh! It, you come in here with five guys. Too many people. We can't let in a group of five guys. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? So they'll do things without having to actually scream it to the mountaintops. I don't understand why black people don't do that, to be completely honest with y'all. Why do y'all gotta scream every single thing to the mountaintop? Just implement the rule and let the chips fall where they're made. Because at the end of the day, people are they're gonna act mad and they're gonna bash you and batter you, say, hey, we're all supposed to be equal. You're not supposed to do that. Oh man, you're not supposed to be like that. We're supposed to be equal. And I'm like, motherfucker, y'all don't treat us equal? What are you talking about? Equal? What part of the game are we equal? Y'all don't treat us equal, and then when we do the same shit y'all doing, it's just we speak up. We say it with our chest. We say it with our chest. So we say it with our chest, and all of a sudden, it's, oh, don't do that. That's lowbrow. Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding? Y'all been doing that shit for generations. Y'all get assistance from the government. Y'all get assistance from the judicial system. Y'all get assistance from the race soldiers hired as police officers. Are you kidding me? And now all of a sudden, we got to actually be the ones to be like, no, we got to take the high road. And that's going into the next one, the high road. What are we taking the high road for? Why are we always expected to take the high road? Every time something happens, we supposed to be the ones who take the high road. We supposed to be the most mature ones. We supposed to be the ones to react to this way and that way and this way and that way. What? Why? What has taken the high road ever gotten us? Even Michelle Obama was like, when they go low, we go high. Why? What has that ever gotten us? Martin Luther King went as high as you can possibly go when it comes to protesting. And they still was spraying them down, still letting them get attacked by dogs, still whooping John Lewis' ass on that bridge in Selma. So what has taken the high road ever gotten us? I think we need to start matching that energy, because those riots out in California after Rodney King got his ass whooped, that changed the game. When the Black Panthers was walking around California with the guns out, they made a law overnight. So it seems if you want some change, if you want to get some attention, if you want to force their hand, you might have to match their energy. You might have to match them tick for tat. They can say, oh, why would you do that? Why would you stoop that low? The same reason why they stooped that low and the same reason why you never said nothing to them for stooping that low. Because at the end of the day, I got to protect myself and protect my people. So if that's what it takes, it is what it is. So this taking the high road stuff is a myth. That taking the high road stuff is meant to disarm you. It's meant to get you out of position. It's meant to make sure you ain't on the defensive. It's meant to put you in a vulnerable position. That's what the taking the high road thing is for. See, they sit here and tell you, let somebody slap you, spit on you, kick you, but you're supposed to take the high road. A motherfucker will slap and spit on you, you yell at them, they start acting like you almost killed the person. So there's no taking the high road. Stop that. Stop that taking the high road stuff, man. What we taking the high road for? What do we get out of it? What do we get out of it? Hold on. Because I'm not live on streaming right now. I'm going to be uploading this one. Because again, I told you it's not going to be long at all. It ain't going to be long at all. So we got to sit here and we always got to be the better person. We always got to be the better people. And now another thing is I want to talk about is this whole deflection. And like I told you, remember I told y'all last week, I said, they're going to start blaming. I said, it's going to start now. And then it's going to go into the next election, how they're going to blame black men in particular for the reason that Donald Trump wins the next election. Now, Bob Johnson, billionaire Bob Johnson, pretty much said He don't mind Donald Trump being in office because he's saving him a lot of money. And this motherfucker gonna say, well, this is gonna be indicative. This little fuckboy on Twitter gonna say, this is gonna be indicative of men over 40, of black men, especially black men over 40, are gonna be the reason Donald Trump wins. Some shit like that he said. Whatever. Don't matter. He said something along those sentiments. And I just told y'all last week what was going to start happening. I told y'all it's going to start now, and it's going to go all the way into the election. And right after the election, when Donald Trump win again, because we know he's going to win again, because the Democrats don't have any type of formidable opponent for him, all the way in the election. And when he win again, they're going to go full throttle on blaming black men. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. And somehow it's going to bring sexuality into it too. They're going to make it a straight black men are the enemy of the world. We are the reason why the worst president of all time is in office. And they're going to do that whole narrative. Watch, mark my words. I'm saying it here today, July of 2019. I've said this again. They are going to blame straight black men for Donald Trump getting reelected, even though we are not going to vote for him, they're going to blame straight black men as the reason why Donald Trump has a second term. And they will not blame all the people who voted for Donald Trump. They're going to blame the people who didn't vote for him. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. So I'm going to pull this video clip up, and I'm going to make sure I repost it every time. I'm going to have to, because it's just the thing. I told y'all they're going to do this. I told y'all it's going to turn up on us. They're going to attack us full throttle. It's going to be tenfold when that election is over. And the election is on November 4th. So on November 5th, we're going to know who the president is. And the first article is going to come out and say, why didn't black men vote? Why didn't black men were so hung up on this one issue. These black men let one issue cause Donald Trump to be a president again. And it's going to be a whole bunch of bullshit. I guarantee it. Even little Roland Martin, that little jolly ass motherfucker, gets on his little YouTube show talking about, he was like, it was, because Kamala Harris, they saying, why? Now listen to this. They asked this motherfucker Roland, or Rolly, whatever the fuck his name is. They asked him a question in regards to his thoughts on why Donald Trump Jr. retweeted something that asked if Kamala Harris was actually black. This motherfucker had the perfect opportunity to just lay into the person that tweeted, who wasn't a black person, and Donald Trump Jr., who's not a black person. Opportunity to slay both the motherfuckers. He somehow spun this and said it is black men's fault as the reason why Kamala Harris is not being painted as a black woman. It's Kamala Harris' fault. She is the one who opted to not claim her blackness in the beginning. And then they trying to make it seem like we jealous of her white husband. Don't nobody want Kamala Harris. We have done nothing but question her policies, her anti-black policies, her policies that directly affected black people the most. We have done nothing but question her track record like we did everyone else. It's not a sexist thing. It's not a desirable thing that we want from her, because we got Cory Butthole Booker out of here. We got his ass out of here. He up here giggling and kiki and ha 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 and faking like he got a girlfriend. Come on, Cory. Quit being stupid. We get it. Go ahead and be Peter Buddha, whatever his damn name is. Peter Butt Cheeks. Go be him. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Kamala Harris didn't accept her blackness. I don't care about her going to HBCU. They let anybody go to HBCU. It ain't like it's an exclusive school for black people. So that don't validate you as a black person because you go to an HBCU. So I don't want to hear all that. Like I said, we running every single Democrat through the ringer. Joe Biden is going to get it too. We just going down the line. Joe Biden is going to get it. Bernie Sanders has been getting it. Nobody's getting a pass. Don't say it's like you can't criticize a black person. Anytime a black person trying to do something, if you don't agree with that, all of a sudden you hate black people. We don't hate black people because we ain't fucking with Kamala Harris and Cory Butthole Booker. Come on. And Roland Martin don't even speak for us. He lost his voice. Who do he speak for? Like Jason Black said, Jason Black was like, who have you ever heard say they want to be like Jason? They want to be like Roland Martin. Who? I knew who Roland Martin was for years. I ain't never want to be like that motherfucker. What the fucked up Jerry Crip? No. What? Nobody ever wanted to be like no damn Roland Martin. He talking about he on the front lines. I'm like, I heard that shit. I'm like, the front lines of what? What? The front lines of the buffet? The fuck are you talking about? So, he's a part of the establishment. He's a Democrat paid off minion, and this motherfucker's gonna continue to push the narrative that it's gonna be straight black men's fault, and they starting the narrative now. So that way, when the election happened in about a year and a half, they can say, see, we told you for almost 2 years. We told you for almost 2 years that it's gonna be black men's fault that we didn't get that we got Donald Trump for another 4 years. That's what we gonna hear. He gonna go on a nice little rant. He gonna get mad at Dr. Boyce Watkins because Dr. Boyce Watkins questioned her commitment to the black community. So yeah, that's a thing, and whatever. I don't care about that. Kamala Harris has always separated herself from foundational black Americans. She's not she's like a second generation. She was born in America. She's second generation though. So it ain't like she have any true roots. She has dual allegiance, like we've always been saying. I've been telling y'all this for a while now. Those first and second generation motherfuckers that come over here undermine foundational black Americans left and right. Kamala Harris is no different. She's no different. She made a tweet that said, when people ask me what I'm going to specifically do with black people, I bring up the economy, I bring up immigration, I bring up women's rights. So I'm like, so you basically say, fuck what you just asked me, I'm going to say what the fuck I want and fuck black issues? Is what basically you telling me? So when she simply say that, she tweeted that out on her own page, verified. So when she say stuff like that, we're not allowed to question her commitment to the black community. She wants the black vote, but she has no commitment to the black community as a black woman. The thing is, we learned our lesson from Obama. We understand just having a black face isn't enough. We understand you got to put the pressure on people. You have to make expectations for people, and you got to make sure you bring those expectations full throttle. It's that simple. There's no situation where we're going to sit here and act like, just because you're black, you get our vote. We're not doing that no more. I was foolish back then. I was 18 years old. I knew no better. I was first-time voter. All right, I'm voting for the black man. Fuck it. He ain't going to win, but fuck it. I'm voting for the black man. The motherfucker won. So I was like, oh, shit. We lit. But I didn't expect him to do anything. I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen. I was like, hey, it's just a black president, whatever. We made history. We made progress. But did we? Because the antithesis of that black president got us Donald Trump. Which I told y'all, it's going to be, when we look back at this, when we look back at these 8 years total of Donald Trump, when we look back, 10, 15 years from then, we're going to realize we're going to be like, this motherfucker forced people out the closet. This motherfucker forced warriors to come out the closet, and he forced cowards to come out the closet. This motherfucker might have did more good than bad, even though his policies is janky than a motherfucker. He's a compulsive liar, and he's a terrible representation for America. He does not properly represent what America truly stands for. He is actually what America's underbelly is. He's the underbelly of America, but he got more people like me out, which I was already out here, as you already know, before him. But man, we're gonna look back at that like, what a time. What a fucking time. It's been almost 4 years already. He got elected in 2016. It's been almost 4 years. Next year will be the 4th year that motherfucker was in president. Jeez, time flies. Time flies. And it's nonstop media cycle. He's racist. He's sexist. He's a homophobe. He's xenophobe. He's this. He's that. He's this. He's that. He's a rapist. He's that. Man, listen, he's going to win the election again. And then when he get out of office, y'all can go ahead and put him through the ringer and through the legal system, which I don't know how that's going to work out for y'all either. But I'll let y'all deal with that. Listen, So like I said, Continue to be on the lookout because I told you it's going to be a short show. I'm going to wrap this up. Continue to be on the lookout. Like I said, they're going to continue to attack black men. Stop taking the high road. Meet them where they at. Match that energy. You know what I'm saying? And that you for those of you that don't see color, you need to start seeing color. And reverse racism is a myth. It does not exist. It's no such thing. Because in order to be racist, you need to wield power. I know the actual definition doesn't say that, but we know for a fact a true racist needs to wield power or have some type of ability to activate some type of power. Systematic supremacy. So, it is what it is. Systematic white supremacy, excuse me. I like to speak in facts. So it is what it is, man. Again, make sure y'all follow me on all social media networks at Marv Crittenden, MarvCrittenden. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you share it, like it, rate it, comment, whatever you gotta say. If you hate this shit and you hope that I never touch a microphone again, say it. If you love it, make sure you share that shit with somebody else, and so somebody else can get put on, and we can converse. I like it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Make sure you follow me on YouTube as well. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Drop a comment in the comment section if you're watching on YouTube, and if you listening to it on your podcast, put the shit, rate the motherfucker, put a comment in there too. Shit, I need it all. I need it all. God damn it. All right, man. I'm out of here. Peace.